Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew meet Dracula.
Farther?
At the top of the mountain. The next turn, it's not too far.
They must have run out of materials or money when they were building this road.
It's really not used. Nobody comes up here. Nobody except me. That this has been this way for many, many, many years. And now this American rock singer has to come. Just all these an American rock singer. It's just too bad.
That's good for business, isn't it?
Nobody should come here to this place. Now, here. Look here.
What a place.
If I were you, I would not go inside.
You're not going to tell me those old legends about the living dead in Dracula's castle?
That castle is very old. I know it. I'm the caretaker. Now, about the legends, yeah, just what legends are.
Hey, wait a minute. I want you to wait for me.
I wait for you at the bottom of the hills. It smells like rain. I don't want to get stuck in the mud.
Glad you don't believe in those superstitions.
weeks. We've got to follow up every lead, no matter how thin.
You'll forgive me if I pray this one doesn't work out.
He was washed up from La Seine, the river. Identification may be difficult. We will s'en s'il vous plaît.
That's not our father.
Vous pouvez refermer maintenant.
Frank. Not bad, huh? Let's go.
You know, Joe, I'm sure if Dad was going to be gone for several days, he would have checked out of the hotel.
Who are you and what are you doing in this room?
Isn't that our line?
Only if this is your room.
It's our father's room.
And your father is?
Fenton Hardy. Now it's your turn.
Inspector Starblin. Romanian police.
You're a long way from home, Inspector.
You visiting with your father?
No.
We've come here to find out what's happened to our father.
Ah. I'm afraid I know only as much as you. But I will tell you everything I do know. Your father was working with Interpol on a case of international importance.
A series of spectacular thefts of paintings which emptied the museums of Europe. I believe your father was on the threshold of a breakthrough when nothing more was heard of him. Until
what?
one night, I received a telephone call very late. He had a lead. Could I join him here in Paris?
And then?
And then the line went dead.
Why would our father call you Inspector?
Your father was liaison between all the police departments of Europe. We became most friendly in the short time we worked together. Most friendly.
Do you have any leads to these art thefts? Do you think it was a gang? Do you have any names?
We have nothing. Interpol is circulating pictures of your father throughout Europe. Oh, we will find him. Of course, we will find him.
Why don't you two boys go back home and wait? I promise you, I will telephone you myself as soon as I know anything.
Waiting isn't exactly our long suit, Inspector.
I regret that we have to meet under these circumstances.
If our father does call us, how can we reach you?
I'm returning to Punari this afternoon. This is a town in the province of Transylvania. You may contact me there or through Interpol.
Thank you.
Thank you, Inspector.
Au revoir.
Did he say Transylvania?
I wasn't aware it really existed. What do you think?
We'd better search Dad's hotel room.
If Dad's running true to form, his notebook should be right here. Aha. Here we go. Notations on that insurance fraud.
Delano case.
Yeah?
Remember that?
Here we go. Look, Europe. A list of dates. Munich, Vienna. These are the robberies.
Look at these. These correspond with the robbery dates.
Meet at Ritz Hotel, Munich, June 11th, 5 o'clock. Book room 301 in the name of Fredericks. Look at this. Panari. That's where Stalin's from.
What is a Dracula festival? Do you think we should show this to the inspector?
No. Stalin's main concern is with the paintings, not with finding Dad. We could blunder in asking questions and mess up everything Dad's worked for, even endanger his life.
So we don't travel as Frank and Joe Hardy looking for their father. We need a cover. How do we get into the Ritz Hotel as anyone else but ourselves?
I'm Frank Hardy, and this is my brother Joe.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. How long have you all been together?
Oh, do me a favour. They didn't come with me. I picked them up over here, didn't I? On the Eau de Cologne.
And the what?
Telephone. It's Cockney rhyming slang. Here, Gert, Frenchie.
What?
Come over and meet the boys, Frank and Joe.
Hi, Frank.
Ça va? Joe.
Joe. Yes, Frank. Yes, it's Joe.
And I'm Tim Carstairs. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you,
See you, mate. They don't speak much of the Queen's English, but they're great musicians.
Oh, my brother's a musician. He's got a group back home.
Oh, whoopee. Au revoir, Felix, my old son. Take care. Yeah,
How come none of you sing?
well, nobody speaks the same language, do they? And me, I got a voice that can break glass.
We'd like to go along with you.
Well, listen, mate, there's 3 of us already, and that doesn't leave a lot for us to split up between us.
Well, we'll make an adjustment. We'll pay you to take us along.
You mean you're willing to pay us to join our group?
Yeah.
How much?
50 a night.
Either you must be very desperate to get into show business, or he must be awful.
Come on, Joe, sing a few bars.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, everybody, get down. Let's rock and roll.
Well, make it 60.
We're on then.
Why not? We can do with a company, can't we?
Great, we know of some dates in Munich.
Okay, but we got a big one on the 12th. It's the Dracula Festival, you know, at the Count's very own castle, a place called Panari in Transylvania. Alison Troy's headlining it. Should be a guess, actually.
Good.
Well, you going?
We'll get our stuff and come right back.
Okay, then. We'll be waiting for you.
Dracula Festival. It's the last entry in Dad's book.
Sounds like all roads lead to Transylvania.
Oh-la-dee, oh-la-da, life goes on. La-la-la-la-la, goes on. In a couple of years, they have built a home, sweet home. In a couple of years, running in the yard of Desmond and Molly Jones. Happy ever after in the marketplace. Molly lets the children lend a hand. Desmond stays at home and draws a pretty face, and in the evening she's a singer with her hand. Oh-la-dee, oh-la-da, life goes on. La-la-la-la, life goes on. In a couple of years they have built a home, sweet home. With a couple of kids running in the yard, from Desmond and Molly Jones. Happy ever after in the marketplace. Molly lets the children lend a hand. Desmond stands at home and draws a pretty face, and in the evening she's a singer with her band. Okay. Oh-la-dee, oh-la-da, life goes on. La-la-la-la, life goes on. Oh-la-dee, oh-la-da, life goes on. La-la-la-la, life goes on. Need to watch out, boys. Say oh-la-dee-la-da. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. May I help you?
I believe we're expected. We reserved suite 301.
We did.
Yes, for the 11th, in the name of Fredericks.
Ah, you are Herr Fredericks.
No, we're meeting Mr. Fredericks.
We?
My brother and I, and we'll need an additional room for the other 3.
Please come to the front desk. Mr. Ford.
Well, I know they look a little ragged at the moment, but they're very prominent musicians. I'm sure your guests will be thrilled to hear they're staying.
Prominent?
Yes, an American musical group called Circus. I'm sure you've heard of them.
I'm only familiar with the Mills Brothers.
Ah, yes. Well, it's difficult to keep up with all the new groups. If we could get up to those rooms now, before the reporters jump all over us, we like to freshen up, you know, jet lag.
Reporters? Yes. If you will register here, I will have the bellman bring up your bags. Fritz! Ja, kapitein. I told you never to call me that. Sorry.
You can bring the bags in here. Frank, it's your cue.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Dankeschön.
Steady diet of Fritzen, we could be in trouble long before we find Dad.
If we find Dad. I gotta tell you, Frank, I'm really worried. I mean, if this lead doesn't pan out, I don't...
Well, it's almost 3 o'clock. We still have 2 hours. Whoever's supposed to show at Suite 301 will be here at 5.
Still could be Dad.
Well, this could be the only chance we have to get a break. You hungry?
Thought you'd never ask.
Der Bus für die Münchner Stadtrundfahrt der Gruppe Hamburg ist am Haupteingang.
Hello, I'm here for Suite 301.
301? You would be Miss Fredericks.
Yes, that's right.
The rest of your group is here. They've already gone up to their rooms.
They?
All 5.
There are 5 people in Suite 301.
No. 3 of them are on the 2nd floor. I'm sorry we could not make it adjoining rooms. There was nothing in the reservation about an American rock and roll group. Is something wrong?
No, that's fine. If you'll just send a bellman up with me.
Fritz!
Bess!
Pick up the house phone. Mr. Albright, pick up the house phone.
Sorry.
Let me guess. They don't have the reservation.
Oh, they have it all right. Apparently, they've got some rock group booked into our contacts room. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there.
A rock group? What am I doing here?
You're here because I asked you here. You can't always be at a classical concert,
Der Fahrer
Bess.
des Wagens mit der Nummer M80-273 wird gebeten, seinen Wagen vor dem Haupteingang zu entfernen. Danke.
Whose bags are these?
The 2 gentlemen in your party.
Is one of them a man about 40 with grain temples?
No, they're very young men.
The rock group I was telling you about. I'm afraid these young men you're referring to have been pulling a slight number on your hotel.
A number?
A con, a ripoff. Look, if you please return these bags to the lobby and tell the clerk that these boys can stay with their 3 friends, but not with us.
I think I understand.
I think we all do.
Dankeschön. Danke.
Nancy, what are you doing? How do you know you haven't sent our contact away, the one you're supposed to meet?
Look, Dad arranged for me to register under the name of Fredericks to meet a man named Fenton Hardy at 5 o'clock on the 11th. Fenton Hardy is hardly a rock group. I mean, these guys are probably just trying to beat the hotel out of a night's rent.
What are those guys going to do when they find out their bags are down in the lobby?
They'll probably realize they've been caught, and they'll be so embarrassed we'll never see them again.
Miss Simpson, your taxi is ready. Miss Simpson, your
See anything
taxi
you
is
like?
ready, please. Herr Dr. von Weinrath, bitte zur Rezeption.
Yeah. What? Our luggage. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing with my bags?
I only obey orders, sir.
Well, you're gonna get some new ones. Follow me while I get this straightened out. Who told you to remove my bags?
There's another party occupying the room.
Well, yes, but what you don't understand is I'm expecting another party to occupy the room.
Oh, I understand. It's the other party who doesn't seem to understand.
Waiter, I'll order for my brother.
Ladet am Haupteingang.
Was one of these people a 45-year-old man with graying temples?
Together, these 2 ladies would not add up to 45.
Ladies? Take these bags down to the front desk and explain there's been a mix-up.
I'll be waiting in the lobby for new orders.
Now, there won't be any new orders.
Waiter, we're ready. Hello, Achtung.
But your party didn't return, sir.
Well, I'll order for him. I think we'll have
Waiter, we're in a very big hurry. If you could help us out.
Why, of course.
Thank you.
Where's the food? Why didn't you order for me, Joe? If we missed that connection upstairs.
I tried to order. She stole our waiter.
Joe, can't you ever be serious?
Nancy, just this once, I think I'll go off my diet.
Wait!
Nancy, I was only kidding. Nancy, where are you going?
Wait a minute! Where do you think you're going with those bags?
I'm only following orders.
Whose?
A gentleman in 301. He has no gray in his temples, and this time he was alone. What are your orders?
My orders are for you to take those bags right back up there. It's about time we got to the bottom of this.
Of course.
Bell captain to the
Go
front
ahead.
desk.
All right.
I'll follow
Bell
you.
captain to the front desk, please.
Waiter.
We don't have time to eat now. Let's get something later. Come on.
Bess, you go ahead and eat. I'll be right back.
But Nancy, where are you going?
To straighten a couple of jokers out. It's almost 5. Hold that! Thanks. I'm glad somebody around here has some manners.
I know what you mean. You having a little trouble with the natives?
No, my countrymen. I mean, they come over here, they're loud, and they're devious. They jump reservations.
Steal waiters.
Joe, you have to excuse my brother. He's a little trouble with a native himself.
Not a native.
Anyway, my name's Frank. Frank.
Listen, good luck. It was nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm in an awful hurry. Enjoy Europe.
And another one slips through my fingers. Somehow I got a message from that one.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, Frank. I have a feeling our paths are bound to cross again.
Astrology?
Metallurgy.
Metallurgy?
According to the key in her hand, the young lady shares a very important place in our future. At the very least, she's sharing a room with us.
What do you want? What are you doing in my room?
We want our waiter back.
Joe, look, I sent your luggage down once, and if I have to, I'll carry it out again, but this time it stays out. Understand?
If you lay one hand on those bags, you're going to be lying on your back checking out the ceiling.
That's a cute trick.
Now then,
Keep the waiter. I lost my appetite.
are you two going to leave quietly, or do I call the desk?
You call the desk.
Look, there's been some kind of mistake. I don't know why you two insist on compounding it. Apparently, you two feel entitled to this room. Well, you can have it.
Thank you.
After tonight, I need you two out of here by 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock?
5 o'clock?
Yes, that's right. I have a personal appointment here at 5 o'clock. It's not personal, it's confidential.
Fredericks.
A middle-aged man with graying temples?
Who are you? What have you done with him?
Mr. Fredericks is our father. What do you have to do with him?
Well, how do I know you're who you say you are?
Would a passport help?
I take a little better picture. Miss,
Oh, Nancy Drew. Well, I'm sorry about this misunderstanding. This isn't the way it was supposed to be. Where's your father? Why did he send you?
He didn't send us. He mysteriously fell out of phone contact with us over a week ago. The police called for us to identify a body.
Fortunately, it wasn't him. But what we found was the notebook he uses on his cases. And it was our only lead to his disappearance, this rendezvous.
Well, do you think anything's happened to him?
Well, we hope not. But the fact is, he's not here.
We'd like to know what you know about this case.
Well, I was attending a summer extension course at the University of Paris with a friend of mine. And a client of my father's was also in Paris to pick up a rare painting that he'd purchased. It was to be donated to a museum back home. Unfortunately, the painting was stolen. And so the client called my father to see what he could do about it.
Your father's a detective?
No, my father's an attorney. And he found out from the authorities that this was just one in a whole series of art thefts that had been taking place for the past 6 months, undoubtedly by the same ring.
That's the case Dad's working on. How do you fit into all this?
Well, I do investigative work for my father. I came up with some pieces to the puzzle that your father was interested in.
You talked to Dad?
Yes, about 10 days ago. We were supposed to meet here and compare notes.
Well, I have Dad's notes. Maybe you can make some sense of them.
These dates correspond with concert appearances given by the American rock star Allison Troy.
Allison Troy could buy every museum in Europe. Why would he want to be involved with stolen paintings?
Your father discovered that each of the robberies took place during one of Allison's concerts. It was his theory that somebody from Allison's entourage was involved.
How do you expect you to help him?
I was running backgrounds on Allison's people. Now, it seems to me when I solve the robbery case, we'll find out what happened to your father.
When you solve this case, Miss Drew, may I remind you that your meddling in our father's case could seriously compromise his position.
Meddling? I was invited to help. As I understand it, you two are just here on your own.
Look, we have a cover that's going to bring us right into Transylvania. Low profile, no questions asked.
Let me guess. A rock group?
Right.
You call a rock group low profile?
Well, apparently Allison Troy is bringing in every ragtag group drifting around Europe. We'll be able to wander around at will. And we'll be glad to keep you informed back here in Munich.
But I won't be in Munich. I'll be in Transylvania, doing the kind of planned, thorough, investigative work that I learned from my father.
I got your message. The bags are in the lobby.
Good, because we're leaving. Come on, Bess.
Very nice meeting you, gentlemen. Almost.
Well, we didn't have any choice, did we?
We did the right thing.
What was that all about?
The amateur hour. Come on, we have an appointment to keep.
With whom?
Dracula.
I don't think I fancy this gig that much after all.
It's just an old castle.
Dracula's castle.
It's a little ominous looking, I must say.
Yeah, you blokes are getting me going. Can't we come back in the morning? I'm sure we must be a day early.
Is not the answer. It is a humiliation for the entire world.
Inspector, my hotel is sold out for the week.
Shopkeepers tell me business is booming already. People are pouring into the town from all over Europe.
And the United States.
I have not lost my touch with reality. I do read the newspapers. You know what young people do when they move into a town for a rock festival?
Joe?
They destroy it. Yes!
Doesn't exactly give us young people the benefit of the doubt, does he?
Yeah, you blokes gonna register?
You go ahead. We've just seen a friend we want to say hello to.
An old friend in this place. Say, just who are you guys anyway?
Just two frustrated performers wanting to get in show business, remember?
Yeah, I remember what you said. No one bought bleeding yesterday either.
Okay. Inspector Stavlin.
Inspector? Good to see you.
All right.
Please, meet my friends. This is Frank Hardy and Joe Hardy, our mayor.
Pleasure.
Hello. Mr. Colby.
I'm Hauptmann Berger. I'm the owner of the hotel.
How you do?
Well, what brings you to Ponare?
We're some of those young people that are here at the Dracula Festival.
Oh, I see. There is no Dracula Festival. There is the Festival of St. Elias, which has been celebrated as a tradition for many hundreds of years.
Allison Troy has leased the castle for 1 week. His performances are being televised by one of your networks.
Travesty. Travesty.
Tell me, Hans, is it really the commercialism which worries you? This festival is putting our town back on the map after 600 years. We're going to come out of it very well. So, what is it? Is it fear of whom you might offend? What?
Our friend the mayor, of course, is referring to the Prince of Wallachia, Vlad Tepes, known as the Berserker, the Impaler, the Count Dracula.
So he was a real person?
Oh, yes. Yes, as real as you and I. He was the ruler of Wallachia, all this land here from 1456 to 1462. He tortured and killed thousands of people in that castle, until he himself was killed by the Turks. It is said that the monks from the monastery of Snagov buried Dracula's body on the island of Snagov. Others say that he was brought back here to rest and to rise again from the dead.
Well, I think we leave that nonsense for the tourists. I'm not afraid of the living dead. It's only the living that I mistrust.
I'm merely trying to protect the honor and integrity of Ponari. With your permission, I will take my two young friends and have them registered.
Yeah, very good idea.
Thank you.
I must say, I was quite surprised to see you. Pleased, but very surprised.
We found Dad's notebook. It indicates he was following Alison Troy's European tour.
Which coincides in every city with one of the art thefts.
The last date in the book shows that he was coming here to the Dracula Festival.
And you expect to find your father here?
It's the only lead we've got.
Very good, very good. Now, if you find anything, come to me immediately.
Huh? We will.
Good. Hauptmann Berger has promised these two young men a room in the hotel.
Thank you.
That proves Dad was here.
The question is he still here? Has he moved on?
If he was after Alison Troy, he wouldn't have moved on.
Speaking of moves, what's our next one?
Alison Troy.
Roll on thunder, shine on lightning. The days are long and the nights are frightening. Nothing matters anyway, and that's the hell of it. Winter comes and the winds grow colder. Well, some grow wiser, you just grew older. You never listened anyway, and that's the hell of it. Good for nothing, bad in bed. Nobody likes you and you're better off dead. Goodbye. We've all come to say goodbye. Goodbye. Born defeated, died in vain. Super destructive, you were hooked on pain. And though your music lingers on, well, all of us are glad you're gone. Love yourself, cause you love no other. Be no man's fool and be no man's brother. We're all born to die alone, you know. There's a hell of it. Life's a game where they're bound to beat you, and time's a trick they can turn to cheat you. We only wasted anyway, and that's the hell of it. Good for nothing, bad in bed. Nobody likes you and you're better off dead. Goodbye. We've all come to say goodbye. Goodbye. Born defeated, died in vain. Super destructive, you were hooked on pain. And though your music lingers on, all of us are glad you're gone. If I could live my life half as worthlessly as you, I'm convinced that I'd wind up burning too.
We're playing here with the circus. This is the guy we want over there, Mr. Trot. Hey, Alison Troy! Hey, over here!
Alison Troy!
But the lovely girl. What blood type are you? Double A.
Over here! Wait!
You. Who are you?
I'm part of the circus, the main part. I'm Tim Carstairs.
I remember 3.
Yeah, well, we picked up a little vocal talent on the way.
No, the money stays the same. If you want to divide it 5 ways, that's fine with me.
Well, this bloke's ace. He's dynamite. He's going to be the hit of the festival.
You'll be in the 4th spot, rotating every 45 minutes. Continual music is what we want. Leave the grandstanding for me. We will be televising every night, but don't get too excited because 90% of the show is me. That's the way we planned it. Got it? Good. Now get your contracts from Kelly, get your costumes from Valerie. One other thing, try to be careful in this crumbling old ruin. Our insurance doesn't exactly cover people falling through rotten floors and having masonry fall upon your head. Most of this place is off limits, understand? The mayor has been very nice. It's a historical landmark in his words, so let's not try to take too many souvenirs home with us, guys. One other thing, nobody but nobody goes through that arch into the caverns below.
Why not?
Why? Because the Count says so. That's why. And the Count is the captain, Mike.
Yeah, right. Okay, guys, let's go and get our flight.
Warm human being. It's that real personal touch, like a rattlesnake.
Yeah, we've got to stick close. Dad must have had a pretty good reason to follow him all over Europe. Come on.
We've turned a shrine, a national cemetery, into a carnival for pennies.
No one is buried in here except some silly legend. Let's finally stop considering this nonsense. You're going to inspect the caverns to make sure that they're safe for filming, Lord Mayor. And dispel your ghosts once and for all.
You must not go in there. It's dangerous. You must not disturb.
Perhaps the old man is right. Perhaps we should not disturb.
Really? Who? The undead?
Stop. You're really letting your imagination run away with you. It's a good thing Sterling is retiring. He's older in spirit than his old cost. Will you show us the way, please? All right.
Oh, just another pretty face. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the circus.
This is where we part company. Keep them entertained. Where are you going? To learn what we came here to find out. What happened to Dad?
Well, I was 16 and sick of school. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I bought a guitar, I got the fever, that's rock and roll. I played at parties, played in bars. I spent my money buying new guitars. I screamed my heart out, but how I loved it, that's rock and roll.
Bess, hey, not bad.
Just get excited. That's rock and roll.
Come on. Oh, Nancy, do we really have to go down there? You don't have to, but I have to. Good, because this is one of my favorite songs.
Very heavy. Come on.
Well, come on, everybody get down and get with it. Come on, everybody get down and get with it.
is this? I don't think I've ever seen a crest like this before.
We took the wrong turn. Quickly, out of here! Everybody, out, quickly!
It's exactly that kind of superstitious nonsense that put our country back in the old age.
It's getting very chilly at this end of the tunnel.
There must be a passage to the canyons below.
Well, we better don't go any further. We could plummet down 1,000 feet. We better find the caretaker.
All right. Who did they keep in here?
Victims.
I'm too old for this sort of adventure.
Come.
Please keep close. This castle is very, very dangerous.
Yes, perhaps Dracula will attack us. Hey, Burger? 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 Where is he?
Oh, I warned you. All of you.
Oh, rubbish. Burger is the most intelligent of all of us. He became bored and went back. I'm getting bored, too. Let's go back, shall we?
Yes.
Thank you. Well, at least now we know it's safe for the film company.
Nancy, why don't we just come back in the morning?
Because life might be hanging in the balance.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. This place is so old, you can almost feel death.
Hurry, upstairs. Get a doctor. Fast. Go, now. were open. Don't you think I would have gone for help myself?
The question is, how did you get locked in here in the first place?
You're quite a little locksmith.
Is he?
No, he's alive, but his pulse is weak and he's in shock.
How did you get into this fix?
I jumped in here to help him. I don't know how he got in here.
Who is he?
He's a member of the town council, Berger, the innkeeper. There's been a lot of flack over Alice and Troy taking over the castle.
Oh, terrific. Is this their idea of a citizen's revolt? Frank is Nick. What in the world?
Fresh out of school, proud and brave, we were born into the heart of a golden age. We had nothing to lose, nothing to fall. We had only to give and we gave it all. Caught in a hurricane that was yet to be seen. Baby, caught in a deep dream, deep dream. Woo, oh yeah. A deep dream, deep dream. Woo,
Good heavens.
What happened? Is he all right?
No, I think he'll be all right if we can get him down the hill quickly.
Who found him? What happened? Did he fall?
No, he didn't fall.
We'll talk about this later. Please, may I have some help here, please? I must have some help here. We must carry him out. Please, gents, call the ambulance.
Right away, Inspector.
Please. Make way here. Make way.
I think it's about time we started working together.
I think so too.
deep dream, deep dream. Woo, deep dream, deep dream. Woo.
Why would anybody do that to Berger? It's bizarre. I don't think it has anything to do with Dad's disappearance, do you?
I don't know, Joe. Dad was here. He's not here now. The time has come for us to ask some pretty unpleasant questions.
They've taken Berger to the hospital. Bess has gone to follow up on the report.
You were supposed to wait in Munich.
We've agreed to work together.
We have? Frank, she could have tipped everybody off about us. Maybe she already has.
No, I didn't. But I did come here to find you two tonight.
You did?
I've got some news about your father.
What?
What?
Well, I don't know how good it is, but I think we found him. The village is named Erfu. Some monks found him about 4 days ago. The only identification on him was the name Fredericks.
Well, that explains why our Interpol search of hospitals, morgues, and jails didn't turn up anything.
How did you find him?
Well, after I saw the hotel register and the name Fredericks, I started checking under his alias. The monk said that he was still unconscious, but that he was in very stable condition. It's not the worst report in the world.
After 4 days, it's not the best either.
Maybe you two would feel better if you went in by yourselves.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Frank.
Dad, we're here. Everything's gonna be all right now. How long has he been like this?
Since we brought him here 4 days ago. The doctor felt it best not to move him. Of course, we reported it to the authorities.
Is he gonna die?
No. He's as tough as they come.
His condition has not worsened. The doctor will be here shortly to see him again.
Well, we've got to let him rest. What does he need? Does he need to be flown out of here? Does he need some sort of special treatment in Vienna or Paris?
Mr. Fredericks, the doctor is doing everything that can be done.
We'll be saying a prayer for you, Dad. I love you very much. I need you. Frank needs you.
He did regain consciousness once.
Did he say anything?
One word. Caverns. I didn't understand it.
Well, we found Dad. He's gonna be all right. Right?
Sure. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Peace be with you, my children.
While you were in there, the monk said that he had the same marks on his neck, Joe, under the bandages.
What? It's true.
Dad's been a policeman all his life. He knows the risks. We just have to follow through for him until he's feeling better.
We're gonna get him, Frank. Whoever did that to Dad is gonna wish you were dead.
Half the town thinks the attacker's been dead for 500 years.
You don't believe that?
Of course not. Good night.
Where to now?
Back to the caverns?
Right. This is what Dad meant by caverns?
Yeah. The answer lies somewhere here, somewhere beneath this castle. I still lean towards Allison Troy. He's the key to this. He's the one that Dad was keeping track of. Shouldn't be too hard to check up on.
Well, how the Dracula stuff? Isn't that a little far out?
Yeah, I'd say Allison Troy's very far out.
Maybe we better come back tomorrow.
Might not be a bad idea to get a good night's sleep.
Superstitions. I bet the people in this town believe you can't see a vampire in a mirror.
Some nuts on the loose, and this guy's hanging Christmas wreaths around town.
Those are wreaths of garlic.
Yeah, according to ancient lore, they help to ward off vampires.
Terrific.
Well, what's our next move?
I'd find those paintings at a time when everyone else in town is busy.
Tonight at the concert.
Right.
You know, I don't think the inspector's search is going to turn up anything during the daytime.
You and me against the world. Sometimes it feels like you and me against the world. When all the others turn their backs and walk away, you can count on me to stay. Remember when the circus came. came to town, and you were frightened by the clown. Wasn't it nice to be around? Is someone that you knew? Or someone who was big and strong, looking out for you.
Hi, excuse us. We're in a real hurry. We got to get back to the concert, and we're locked out here. Is there any way you could open the door for us? Gee, thanks a lot.
Not bad.
Thank you. Glad you liked it.
They underpay and overwork us, and though we seldom get our due, when each day is through, I bring my tired body home and look around for you.
What's this, Frank?
You can break into Fort Knox with a kit like this.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Well, this proves that Dad was on the right track. Well, now we have something to give Stalin that he can act on.
Yeah.
Did you always get like this when you're excited?
When I get excited, you'll know about it.
I look forward to that.
Do we take this?
No, we leave it. Now, let's go find Stalin.
This tired city was somebody's dream. Billboard horizons as black as they seem. Four-level highways across the land. We're building a home for the family of man. One man to lead us with so much to say. Moving the mountains, but God in our way.
Please listen to me. You are all overreacting. Councilman Berger was the victim of some kind of wild animal.
Who lived about 500 years ago.
A fiend who walks among us, punishing us with the desecration of his resting place. The only thing that will placate him is the destruction of the desecration. This rock festival!
I say we burn the castle!
There will be no vandalism or fire marches, but I am the inspector in this community.
When do you retire?
Not until every one of you is safe. That is a promise. But I make you another promise. If any citizen of Ponare breaks the law, terrorizes or abuses one single guest in this town, he will be ruthlessly hunted down and dealt with.
What about the killings?
There have been no killings. Only unfortunate accidents. We are not living in the Middle Ages. There is no vampire to destroy. Go back to your home. Go back to your home.
Now there's a man who's in control.
The only man in this town with authority that makes any sense. He's being forced to retire because of his age.
You've always been too sensitive. Maybe it made you a good policeman. a little naive as far as politics are concerned. Well, who knows? With your record, you might have become superintendent of all of Wallachia, and you only learned the necessity of moving with the tide.
You're right. I could never accept my fate, rising or falling, on someone else's whim.
Inspector, we need to talk to you. It's important.
I'm having a word with the mayor.
If it is that important, there is time for both. Come with me, please.
Well, this would be the place to come to get away from Dracula, if there were a Dracula.
What was this building? It must have been something before it was a private residence.
Yes, it was part of an old jail.
Well, do you think the citizens were so dissatisfied with me that I had to install bars to keep them from attacking me? There you are.
Ooh, this smells delicious.
You won't find any cider anywhere else in the world like this.
Nowhere else.
Actually, tonight is the first time that I found myself on the other side of public opinion. I can't understand all this hysteria we're seeing. Can you imagine this foolish superstition in our day and age?
The attacks within the last few days on two strong men capable of defending themselves is not superstition. Whoever or whatever is responsible could not possibly enter this room.
Do you have a reason for suggesting the mayor might be the next victim?
A great deal of what has happened parallels history or legend. It's difficult to separate them. We have only the stories passed down for generations. The mayor and the town council who plotted the destruction of Dracula were always favorite victims.
My father has nothing to do with the town or its leadership.
But your father had the misfortune to wander into Dracula's sacred chambers just after they'd been ordered disturbed by the mayor agreeing to this rock concert.
My order said nothing about disturbing Dracula's sacred chambers. Sacred chambers? Now you've got me talking like the town. There is nothing under that castle except caves and collapsing tunnels. Did you find anything there during your search?
No. Nor did I expect to. I happen to believe that we're dealing with someone quite mortal.
Well, that's why we came to see you, Inspector. We think we may have found a piece to the puzzle.
We found a set of burglary tools in Allison Troy's room.
Burglary tools? You did not disturb them?
No, we left them the way we found them.
Very good, very good. I will check them out in the morning.
But wait, you left one word out, Frank.
What's that?
Conveniently. We conveniently found a set of burglary tools in Allison's room. It almost seemed as though we were supposed to find them.
Well, who knows what plans they may have for one last robbery, eh? We will watch them. Meanwhile, thank you for what you have accomplished. I will take over from here, and thank you. The cider, as always, most delicious. But heed my warning. Those of us who challenge our intruder must guard our lives this night. The first two victims were fortunate. They survived. The next may not be as lucky.
It's a regular comedian, don't you agree?
Thank you. No, I don't. Doesn't matter who we're dealing with, whether it's Dracula or a psychopath, he's dangerous.
You're lucky to live in such a fortress, Mr. Mayor.
Well, all of you are beginning to make a believer out of me. Perhaps for one night, the sofa.
I would believe for one night. Tomorrow we might find out some of the answers.
All right.
Thank you for the cider.
You're most welcome. I'll show you out.
Good night.
Take care. Good night.
Don't forget to lock up.
Yes, yes.
coming back to the concert tonight?
No, there's nothing more we can do there. Joe will keep us informed if there's something we should know about.
I hope he's all right.
Joe? It'd take more than Dracula to get in his way.
You mean if there is a Dracula? Which there isn't.
Right. Which there isn't.
So hard for the family of man. Make it so hard for the family of man. Make it so hard for the family of man. Make it so hard for the family of man.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. You've been a wonderful audience. You're a beautiful, ugly audience. Thank you very much. I hope that our TV cameras have captured just half of this wonderful, charming audience, and half of this wonderful, charming audience should be captured. I am so amusing. I can't stand it sometimes. Anyway, we'll see you again sometime. To all of you in TV land, from all of us here in Transylvania, the heart of the Monster Belt, we wish you a good night and bad dreams.
Take care.
You change your mind now, Joe. You let me know right away. I'll think about it.
Who's there?
What was that?
That was Nancy.
Nancy? Open the door.
Nancy?
Nancy? Open the door.
Oh, Frank, it was awful. It really was a vampire bat. It had teeth. It was coming at me. Did you see it? Nancy, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just gonna get changed.
Right, the window was locked from the inside. Somebody must have put that bat into a room.
Of course, you realize the alternative.
Doesn't bear thinking about.
Maybe we should start thinking about it.
We better call the mayor.
Öffnen Sie doch bitte die Tür. Herr Hoffmann, Herr Bürgermeister. Öffnen Sie doch bitte die Tür, Herr Hauptmann.
Why would anyone want to do that to me?
To frighten you? To keep alive Dracula's myth?
Yes, it is a myth. It's true. I would like to know what happened.
A bat was in my room. I don't know how it got in there. My window was locked from the inside.
A bat?
A vampire bat. It attacked me. It tried to...
Inspector, the Bürgermeister, the mayor.
Huh?
I knocked on his study door, but he does not answer. Something has happened to him. I know it. Something terrible.
You tried the door?
Yeah, but it's bolted from the inside.
Of course, of course. Well, if it's bolted from the inside, then nothing could have happened to him.
Then why doesn't he answer?
What's wrong with the man?
All right. Just look.
Herr Bürgermeister, Herr Hauptmann.
Mr. Mayor? Hauptmann, can you hear me? It's me, Stavlin. Open the door.
You see, I told you.
Hauptmann! Open the door!
Maybe we can try breaking it down.
It's a very heavy door. Maybe all together. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Once more.
3.
Is tot. Is tot.
Get out of this. You mustn't see this.
But why don't you wait outside with the others?
Frank.
Well, I'm not sure you want to see this. He's alive. I will call an ambulance. Please touch nothing. Nothing at all.
Wait a minute. It took all of our combined strength to smash through the door. It was bolted from the inside. Even the windows are bolted closed.
And there are bars on the windows.
How can anyone get into a room like this?
Anyone or anything, except maybe a vampire turned into a bat.
They couldn't.
Not the chimney.
Nothing can get through a fire like that.
Mr. Troy, you're under arrest.
My lawyers are finished with you. You think Dracula was a nice guy?
You have done a splendid job, Inspector. I'm only sorry we didn't listen to you in the beginning.
What is it they say about a prophet in his own backyard, huh?
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on with it.
Hey, wait a minute. You're arresting Allison Troy? That's crazy.
Maybe the inspector knows more than we do.
You yourself led us to the burglary tools, and the rest fell into place.
What do you mean by the rest?
We found the floor plan to the Louvre Museum in Paris in the trunk of Mr. Troy's Rolls Royce.
Well, then they must have been planted there.
What do you mean?
Last night during the concert, I checked Allison's car personally. The band's, too. Maybe I shouldn't have done it, but you guys were checking the hotel rooms. I thought we should cover all the bases. At any rate, there were no plans.
Well, if it wasn't there last night, then it shouldn't have been there this morning, unless it was planted.
Like the burglary tools.
I kept an eye on Allison and the manager all night. They never left here.
You better listen to him, General. Otherwise, I turn this town into a hole in the map. Dummy, put your money in trampoline centers. Do a TV special in Transylvania. Well, what's it going to be, Big Shot? Are you ready to admit you're wrong? Dun, 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 dun.
Inspector, if there's the slightest chance, I mean, we couldn't afford litigation of this sort.
Inspector, there's got to be a connection between the robberies and the assaults on Mr. Berger, my father, and the mayor. Especially in light of the planted evidence.
I agree. I agree.
There's no way in the world anyone could have gotten into that room last night.
What is it, Hans?
My friend, you realize there's only one alternative.
Only that some supernatural force
No supernatural force. Only a diabolical mind.
Whose? What is it? Say it.
If no one could get into that room to incapacitate the mayor,
Right, yes.
then there can be only one explanation.
I'm not sure I like your tone. I could have been killed.
I wonder, is it coincidence that each victim so far has been found just in time to save his life? Or is it that you yourself would go no further?
Jensen. Colby. What is he saying? Is he accusing me?
I will repeat my first question, Mr. Mayor. How did you get that minor little wound in the neck when you were in a room locked from the inside, with no possible way for anyone else to get in or out?
What do you say? Did he have an explanation?
What explanation could he have? Only one person could have inflicted that wound on the mayor himself. He's under technical arrest.
But why? Why would he do it?
It seems that our mayor had political aspirations beyond our tired little village.
Oh, Hans, we will need someone the town can stand behind to fill his shoes.
Yes, we will.
Hans, will you consider it?
I? I have no political ambitions, no.
Precisely why you're the only logical choice. You, who have never sought the office, are the only one to fill it without it appearing...
Oh. I will do as the council wishes.
Good. Come, Jensen.
Well,
Dynamite dialogue. Wish I had a pen. I'd jot it down to use when I'm old enough to date.
When you're old enough. From what I hear, your evenings make Dracula look like a day person.
Well, I have been known to stay up to 11 o'clock.
Before you scare the girl to death, maybe we should say our goodbyes. You really have been a big help.
well,
They're doing it again. Look, Bess, I know I'm not quite as glib as old Frank, but I do know how to say goodnight.
Well.
well.
What are we doing back here? Joe, Dad would want us to follow through. The case means a lot to him, and he's not out of the woods yet. Neither are we.
What are you talking about? The case is closed.
Is it?
Frank, this isn't such a good...
Come on, Joe.
Oh, Frank,
Come on! What, do you want to turn back?
Can I?
No. Funny?
There is nothing funny.
Torches were lit when I was in here the other night.
Meaning Burger got in on a night when guests were welcome. Let's go.
Come on, Joe. Joe?
Yeah? What? What is it?
There's something that caught my eye the other night.
Yeah, the guy lying on the cell floor.
No, not that. Something else. I want to re-examine it. I forgot about it when everything got out of hand. Joe, this is it.
This is what?
Dracula's grave.
It's been a slice of life, Frank.
Look, you can go if you want, but I'm going to stay and get to the bottom of this.
I can't leave you here alone.
Well, stay with me.
I can't do that either. You'll never get in here. It's probably been sealed for 1,000 years. Come on. Frank? 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 Frank, where are you?
I'm in here. Do you see what I see?
Where are we?
Transylvania, 700 AD.
Looks like some kind of time warp in here.
Yeah, someone's warped. Look at these paintings.
These are the museum robberies.
Every last one of them.
Let's get out of here.
Not until we finish looking around. Joe?
Don't. Frank, don't do it.
Just want to see what's inside.
You should not have come here. This old castle is dangerous.
We had to. The case wasn't closed.
I told you it was. Pity you had to make this amazing discovery.
You see, there had to be a connection between the two cases. Otherwise, there would have been no reason to get our father out of the way.
And now you have found the connection?
Yes. You.
You were being forced to retire. It's kind of a thankless finish after a career like yours.
And you were expert enough to pull off all these art thefts. Pick up a little retirement fund for yourself in the process.
This is your private castle, your retreat. A place where you could go to play out the role of Dracula. Until they started to take over the castle for the festival and our father arrived, and you had to get him off your trail with some sort of explanation.
Short of murder. But close enough.
Amusing, but of course impossible to prove. I could not have attacked the mayor. He was in a locked room, sealed tight from the inside.
Yes, he was.
You yourselves helped me break down the door.
Inspector, remember, when we broke down the door, it was you who ran to the mayor first. You blocked our view from your victim while you directed us to keep the housekeeper from seeing what was going on. That's when you inflicted the wounds on the mayor.
Who very conveniently was a willing participant.
He was unconscious, drugged by the hot cider that he had prepared, but that you drugged.
And that's when you called the mayor's house, asking for him, knowing that the housekeeper would become alarmed and call for help. Which basically means you're a nice guy and really don't want to hurt anybody. So we'll mention that when we get out.
It was not necessary to hurt anyone before. You realize, of course, that this was your doing. Not mine.
Stop!
I got it. Pull him up. Don't let him go.
He's slipping.
Joe, hold on. Help! Help me. Help. I got him.
Startling.
Dad!
Take him away. Son.
Dad.
wish I'd been wrong.
You must have come up with the same probabilities we did.
It's all over, and we have you people to thank for it.
Stavlin, I'm sorry it turned out the way it did. You seem to me to be one of the most competent men I'd ever met in police work.
Perhaps we shall meet again.
Not where you are going, Stavlin. You'd have to be a bat to get out of there.
Stranger things have happened. May I?
Well, one good thing. At least your village gets to rest peacefully for the next 1,000 years, seeing as there are no vampires.
There never were.
I must say, you guys make a great team. Maybe back in the States we could all get together sometime.
Well...
Frank? Frank? Frank?
Frank? Excuse me. Joe, we're talking. What is it? Do it. Here.
Okay, I'll show you the way out.
Come on, boys, let's get out of here.
Frank, I think we should have a little chat about vampires.